today we're gonna talk to John and Andrew and share with us their relationship, different aspect, a little chat with our good friends. So, first question, how do you two meet each other?
Okay, well, I met him first when I was with my previous boyfriend, and he was with someone else, and we were just at a party. Not a party, it was a play, right?
We were at the Gay Men's Chorus concert.
Yeah, okay. And
Here in the US.
I was here in Chicago. Yeah, so, and he's like always very outgoing and bubbly, you know, so very nice guy. And then after he found out I was breaking up with someone, then he asked me for a date. Does it make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay.
We had a real date where we met each other and we sat across the table and we had a date.
Mm-hmm.
And then we met for another date 2 weeks later. But I reminded him that I saw him at another party in between that time, standing across the room alone. He was so handsome. And so one of the songs
I was standing by.
one of the songs that we, you know, that we talk about is there's a song that says, you know, standing across a crowded room, we saw each other, or something like that. That's how it started.
So,
5
did
years
you?
ago?
So it has been 5 years. Well, congratulations. So, is there a special element in the relationship that make it last for the last 5 years?
I think it's a lot to do with him. He's very outgoing and very fun to be with. But I also think that in terms of professionally, he's a professional and I am. And I think that was something you could click on as well. Because when you go back and you talk about it, he understands what I'm saying and I understand what he's saying. I think my previous relationships were different caliber. One was a teacher and one was a technical writer. And it was just not the same. You just couldn't explain the work that you're doing and get them to understand.
I see. So
challenges.
intellectually wasn't compatible.
Well, I wouldn't say that because actually with the other one, we went to more plays and things. So it's intellectually, it's just a different thing.
I see.
But for this case, it was more on the professional level.
Well, because both of us had been consultants for many years in our regular professional life, so basically knew the demands of each other's professional life. So both of us travel a great deal,
Right.
and therefore that means one of us isn't there. And when we do get home, we've got all the household things to do, and you know there's just pressure kind of thing, and we just understand, I guess.
Yeah, travel actually is a key thing as well.
Yeah.
Because he's been around the world long ago, but you know, at least he's been somewhere. Most of the other people have not been anywhere, so it's very hard to relate. The people I meet sometimes, they want to get to know Asian men, but they don't want to get familiar with the culture, I guess. That's the problem. And he's very willing.
Another thing that it was important to us, both of us were very out. He was out to his family, I was out to my family, and I think that was important because the man I was with before was not out, and that always troubled me. He would have to go home on holidays, and I'd have to, you know, stay behind. And in our case, we were both out, and you know, it was a lot more slow that my family became comfortable with me being gay, therefore me having a partner. But Andrew's family was very welcoming from the very beginning.
So Andrew, your family's here in the US.
No, they're in Singapore. My brother's here.
I see.
And my second brother also studied here, but he went back to Singapore to work.
I see. So have you back to Singapore with Andrew?
Oh yes, what, 3 times?
Yeah, he's been there
Every
a few
year.
times, and we go on vacation with my family, so we've been to like Borneo
You are
and
close.
Penang.
You are close.
Well, and they all came here in June of this year because his brother got married to a
And,
lovely
yeah.
Chinese woman in Minneapolis. So they were here for 3 weeks,
And yeah, we went on vacation
Did
with
vacation
Wisconsin
with
Dells
him,
as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
So now I interviewed a different couple earlier, and the Asian, you know, it's Chinese, but it's born in America. So culturally, even though, you know, that one Asian, one Caucasian, but actually the culture is almost similar because you grew up here. In your case, you actually grew up in Asia, and
So I've only been here since 97, 98.
right.
And by then I was already 30, 32. So, but before that I worked for Accenture. So I came to the US almost once a year, and I've worked on projects here before.
Got it.
So
John, what is it like then dating an Asian that has a really different culture than yours?
Well, as Andrew said, I had, even when Andrew and I had met, I had been in many countries in the world, and I enjoyed being in Asia, having been in Singapore before and finding it a very modern city. It's different than perhaps being in rural Thailand or rural Vietnam. I mean, you're in a very metropolitan, very cosmopolitan area, so it didn't seem that different to
I
me.
see, I see.
The only thing that was different is the hawker stands.
yeah, which they're sort of phasing out now. It's all food courts.
But what about the food? I mean, you might like Asian cuisine, or you probably enjoy good American cuisine. Is that a...
Actually, I think I probably enjoy Asian food now more than I enjoy American food. Seems so heavy,
I see.
and we love Vietnamese. I mean, our favorite
Love
is Vietnamese food.
Pho.
Yeah, we have actually, DC has quite a few Vietnamese restaurants, so we go there once a week at least, I think.
Yeah, no, I don't think that. What about the culture? Trying to think.
No, you don't have no problem. And he tries to cook the Chinese food too. He has a Chinese cookbook and he pulls it out and he tries. At
That's
least you're
hard.
trying. It's hard, but not more so because you can't get the ingredients versus it's not succeeding, because when you ask for certain things, you just can't get the exact thing that you need.
I see.
And some of these books we buy was from Singapore.
Yeah.
So they say things.
Or ingredients I never heard
can't
of
get,
before.
But it's in English, right?
Oh, it's in
It's in
English, but the
English.
ingredients still are foreign.
Yeah. And I'm not a cook, so I have no idea what
His
he's
idea
talking
of
about.
cooking is from the freezer to the frying pan,
Yep.
or the
So
microwave.
We're compatible. He cooks, I eat. So perfect.
So what is a typical weekends for you guys in DC?
Well, the thing is you have to understand is I travel a lot, so I only come back on the weekends. So when we get back on the weekends, I don't want to leave because I eat out the whole week. So he cooks, and so we stay home. We do a few things with the family, like see my brother or whatever. And recently we were just looking at some homes in Virginia,
Mhm.
right?
What do you think about moving to Virginia?
Oh, no, we are from Virginia, DC, but we're thinking of buying a place either in Florida, but we wanted to also see what was available in Virginia before we make the decision. So we're just looking. My brother is looking, so we just went with him and his realtor.
It's more or less-
We live in DC, but we live in Virginia, across the river from Washington
Got it.
DC. So it is in the metropolitan area of Washington.
Right.
Now, John, I know you're a writer. Are you a writer by profession?
No. That's just that's just my hobby. I enjoy writing all sorts of things, and as I say, the most fun thing now is that with the internet, and you can post things on the internet that you don't have to have quite the rigor that you go through, and you can write very gay things. I tend to write stories about the real life of gay people, not all just the pure sexual stuff that you see in some of the websites. And I think, because I think basically gay couples live relatively common, regular lives. You get up in the morning and you brush your teeth and all the things that normal people do. And I think that there's a perception that is very, very different, and it isn't very different.
Right.
Like the partying and everything. No, we don't. I really can't stand cigarette smoke, so Virginia is still smoking.
Yeah.
But DC stopped the smoking, is it this year or last year? So it's better, but we still haven't gone to the bars or anything.
We're not bar people. Yeah. Which is one of the things that's caused us hesitancy when we go to Asia to go to the bars, because there's still so much smoking.
Mm.
Yeah. And that's changing too, though. But
Well, in California, I know there's some beaches they actually ban smoking.
On the beach,
On
yeah.
the beach?
Yeah.
Oh, no, no.
Yep. Oh, that's good.
But but we love our intimate time too.
Well, I mean, I saw you guys last night at this show. I mean, you two were like just met each other like for the evening,
and we're very affectionate, and
Oh,
I
you mean
think
couldn't keep our hands off each other?
Is-
That's what you mean?
In front of the public after 5 years. What's the secret? Come on, you have to share with us.
Actually, that part started really at the beginning of our relationship. I joke about the fact that Andrew asked me on the third date if I would marry him.
Wow.
But actually, what that was about was, did we believe in marriage for gay people? And it was not so much, I thought, well, didn't quite know you well enough in the third date to marry you, but I think it was a matter of, we both are very affectionate people. And I remember we walked down Michigan Avenue holding hands, and we were interested to see if people paid any attention.